Hey, what's up everybody? This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot, back again with another video, and today I'm going to do a review of two audio dramas you can find on Spotify. One is Harley Quinn and the Joker, Sound Mind, and the other is The Riddler, Secrets in the Dark. So starting with Harley Quinn and the Joker, A Sound Mind, the story follows Dr. Harleen Quinzel as she takes on a new patient, the Joker, and due to her sessions with the Joker, things going on in her life, leading to some uncontrollable chain of events, she starts to go down a dangerous path. So when I was going through audio dramas in Spotify, I came across this, and I had no idea that this existed. And because I like Harley Quinn and the Joker and Batman, I of course was going to check it out, and I thought this was pretty good. So this is a Harley Quinn origin story, and there are different versions of the character, but the one that is well known is the one in the in Batman anime series where she was first introduced to the DC universe, where she was manipulated and became lovesick to the Joker. But in here the dynamic is actually flipped around. Though Joker does get to Harley around the end, for the most part it was her that was doing the manipulating, with her motive being that her dad is sick and she needed the money for his surgery as soon as possible, and the Joker was the only person that she felt like she could turn to, and knowing that he liked her and how he is, she used that to her advantage. I don't know, this version kind of reminds me of the one in the Batman Telltale video game where she was like the mastermind there. The voice acting I thought was pretty good. Christina Ricci I thought was great as Harley Quinn. Billy Magnuson I thought nails it as the Joker, and Justin Hartley I thought did a good job as Bruce Wayne / Batman. This podcast has some good production. I like the sound design. I thought it was pretty immersive, especially with the scenes in Arkham Asylum, building up that tense atmosphere. The story I thought was pretty engaging. It kind of reminds me of the Joker movie, where in that movie we see Joker being treated poorly by everyone. He's dealing with a system that is very flawed, and it just got to the point where the guy just snaps. And I feel like this is Harley's version of that. She's dealing with a system that is flawed. The people that she works for treats her very poorly. They underestimate her, and nobody, including her family, wanted to help her dad, which is why again she turned to the Joker. And while I don't condone what she did, I get it, and you feel bad for her. Now the only negative thing that I have for this is that when it comes to the pacing, I feel like it was moving just a little too fast. I feel like if it was slowed down just a bit, that we would have spent more time with Harley Quinn's character and her relationship with the Joker. I don't know, I felt like the storytelling needed more room to develop because it felt rushed to me. Overall, despite how I feel about the pacing, this was good. This was a pretty good retelling or reimagination of Harley Quinn with some good voice acting and production. I would give Harley Quinn and the Joker, A Sound Mind a 4 out of 5. And now moving on to the next audio drama, The Riddler, Secrets in the Dark. The story follows Edward Nygma, aka the Riddler, as he's in Arkham Asylum, where he finds out that his friend and fellow villain Calendar Man was murdered with clues pointing to Batman. So learning all this, the Riddler escapes Arkham to investigate, but eventually was attacked by the man that people thought was Batman, but really is someone else who's going around killing supervillains, including Riddler. But fortunately for Riddler, he was saved by Batman and are now teaming up to stop this masked vigilante. So the Riddler has got to be, one of my favorite villains. So finding out that there is an audio series about him, much like the Harley Quinn audio series, I had to check that one out, and I thought this was also pretty good. The voice acting, I thought was pretty good. Hassan Minaj, which I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I thought he was a great Riddler. Coleman Domingo I thought was a pretty solid Batman. The story, which by the way this series is a spin-off of Batman Unburied, I thought was pretty engaging. I really was intrigued on who the killer was, especially with people mistaking him for Batman, which by the way I thought was a pretty cool reveal on who who the actual killer was. And I like that we got, you know, a bit of a deep dive into Riddler's past, exploring his upbringing and the reasons for his sociopathic tendencies. I also like the team up with Batman and Riddler. I like that they're, you know, especially with Riddler being like a dark mirror to Batman. You know, they're both very intelligent people. I like their complex and uneasy dynamic. But as the series goes on, there are moments that, you know, that shows that while, you know, he is a villain, the Riddler may not be a pure sociopath, as he does surprisingly show some level of care for others, especially for one character in particular, which I don't want to, you know, give away who that is. This was another good audio series, a good production, good voice acting. I think I like this a bit more than the Harley Quinn and Joker. Like, I don't know, I just really like the Batman and Riddler team up. And I honestly have not listened to Batman Unburied, but I will, you know, check that out and then listen to this again to get, like, you know, the full context of everything. But anyways, I will give the Riddler Secrets in the Dark a 4.5 out of 5. Now that is it for this video and my review for Harley Quinn and the Joker Sound Mind and the Riddler Secrets in the Dark. And let me know what you think. This is Marcus from the Weekly Spot. More content will be coming out soon, but until then, take care everyone.